If you die without a will in Queensland, known as dying intestate, the law decides who inherits your estate, not you. Queensland's intestacy rules follow a fixed order that often surprises people, especially blended families and long-term de facto partners. The fix is simple and cheap: a valid will. Empire Legal's will and estates lawyers draft fixed fee wills from $500 per person for a couple or $660 for an individual. Now here's a question worth a few minutes of your time. If you died tomorrow without a will, who would actually get your stuff? What does intestate mean? Dying intestate simply means dying without a valid will. When that happens, Queensland's intestacy rules decide who inherits your estate and in what share. There's a strict legal order, and it doesn't bend for what you would have wanted, what you promised someone, or what you told your family over a Christmas lunch. Okay, so who inherits under Queensland intestacy rules? In rough order, your estate passes to your spouse or de facto partner, and if you also have children, the estate is usually split between your partner and kids under a set formula. If no partner, goes to your children. If no partner or children, your parents, then siblings, then grandparents, aunts and uncles. If no eligible relatives can be found, your estate can end up going to the state. An example, how intestate estates get split. Say Sam dies without a will, leaving a partner and 2 kids. Under Queensland's intestacy rules, the partner doesn't simply get the lot. The estate is generally split, so the partner takes the household goods and a set share, and the rest is divided between the children. If those kids are under 18, their share is held in trust until they're old enough. Now add a child from earlier relationships. That child has the same claim as the others, whether or not Sam would have wanted it that way. It's a neat illustration of why everyone knows what I'd want is no match for a will that actually says so. Who misses out under Queensland intestacy? This is where intestacy gets messy and where our wills and estates lawyers see the most heartache. A de facto and an ex-spouse at once. If you've separated but not divorced and you have a new partner, they could both have a claim. That's a recipe for conflict. Blended families, so stepchildren you helped raise generally don't inherit under intestacy unless you've legally adopted them. Unmarried with no kids. Your assets may go to your parents or siblings, not the partner you've lived with for 10 years, unless the de facto relationship is recognised. And no say on guardians. Without a will, you'll also lose the chance to nominate who raises your young children. Who sorts out the estate? With no will, there's no executor named. Instead, a family member usually has to apply to the court for letters of administration before they can deal with your assets. It's an extra layer of cost, paperwork and delay landing on your family right when they're grieving. An estate lawyer can guide them through it, but it's slower and dearer than it needs to be. For those who don't know what an executor is, that's the person that's left in charge of administering the will. How to avoid dying without a will. A valid will puts you back in control. You choose who inherits, who manages the estate, and who cares about your kids. And it's almost always cheaper and quicker than leaving your family to untangle and intestacy. For most people, it's a fixed fee job sorted out in a week or so. Don't leave it to the rules. Guys, you can have a chat with our wills and estates lawyers, all part of Empire Legal, located right here in Brisbane and the Gold Coast. That's it for this week. Happy to help you guys out, get your affairs in order, all the pricing transparently available on the website, and even the button to get started. Do you have a will? And if you got a will, have you had any life events that have changed? Have you had kids, gone through a divorce, death of a loved one? All of these things should be triggers to make sure your will is up to date. Get in touch today. Get your will sorted. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind that all advice is general in nature and does not constitute legal advice. This is authorised by George Souris, Empire Legal, Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia.